Welcome to Whole and Beautiful. Good evening and welcome. This is Whole and Beautiful. I am Angela Oliphant, your host, and I am so glad that you all have joined me for another night of information, revelation, and change. Tonight is another phenomenal night, as we always say, and you are going to enjoy the night just like I'm going to enjoy the night. I thank you for tuning in. If you are tuning in now, I ask that you like, that you comment, that you share this broadcast with somebody else, that you will let them know that Whole and Beautiful is on and that we are here every Friday at 7 p.m. I'm here every Friday at 7 p.m. Okay. And I would love it for you all to join me each time that I'm here. If you don't get a chance to see it when it comes on, you can always go back to ALH Broadcasting on Facebook and you can watch it again if you choose to. So make sure that you check out ALH. They have a lot of programs there for you to watch, not just my program, but there's a lot more programs on ALH Broadcasting that you can go see and you can go participate in. They have a little bit of everything, so you can find your flavor there and join in the network, join in the family. We're having fun over here at ALH. And I am having fun doing my show. It's been a day, guys. It's been a day. It's been like a busy day today, but it's a good day. It's a good day to be busy because I was like, some people would love to be busy right now. Some people would love to have things to do, places to go, people to see, a job to go to. So I am grateful and I am thankful that I do have a job, that I can go in, that I can work, and that I can get paid so I can keep like lights on, keep water running, I can put on some nice clothes and take care of myself. Sometimes we take those little things for granted. We look at those things and we take them for granted. We take for granted that we got running water in our homes. We take for granted that we can walk to our refrigerators and walk in and get something to snack on or get something to eat. There's a lot of people that don't have that privilege. There's a lot of people that don't have the privilege of going to a closet that has clothes in it, where they can choose what they want to put on. There's so many things that we have in life that we need to be more thankful and more grateful for. And that's just the way it is. That's just what we have to do. We have to do that. Good evening, Dr. Obi. I am so glad that you have joined us on tonight. I'm so glad that you're here. A lot of times y'all can check out Dr. Obi's show too. She's on ALH Broadcasting. Go there and look for her show. I think it's Power of Transformation. Dr. Obi, can you put the name of your show up? I think it's The Power of Transformation, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of times I don't get to see it on the night that she airs because Wednesday I am at church or working with something with church. But sometimes I try to go back, and even though I don't comment, I try to go back and look at it anyway to go back and see it. But yes, like I told you guys, everything on ALH is awesome. It's amazing. So, and it's great to have that information, to have that out there. So you go and you check out ALH Broadcasting on Facebook. You can go check them out and check out the shows. But like I was saying, sometimes we take things for granted. We take the small things, just the little things, the ability to get up in the morning and be able to walk around and stuff, be able to exercise, be able to do those things. We take those things sometimes for granted. I remember, my grandmother talking about, she would thank God that she was able to walk around. She would thank God for, you said, the activity of my limbs. And I was like, what is she talking about? I understand now, because to have your arms, your legs, your fingers, everything, every part of your body to be able to work and to move so that you can walk, so that you can do what you need to do, is a blessing. Some people don't have that. They have to have people to assist them, or they need other things to assist them to get from one place to the other. But when you can walk up and you can do what you need to do on your own, it is a blessing. It's a blessing. So to be able, to do this right here is a blessing. So we have to look at those things and be appreciative of what we have, to be appreciative of who we are and who God created us to be, because we're each individuals. We are unique. There is nobody else that's like us. We may think that, oh, that person looked like this other person, and they just might have a resemblance of that person, but they are not that person. They do not have that person's DNA. They do not have that person's same fingerprint. They don't have the same individuality that that person has, even with twins. And they can be identical, guys. If you watch them long enough and you pay attention, you will know who is who, because they have a whole different air about them, a whole different thing about them. So we look at them and we like, oh wow, you start to notice the differences, and you start to know, oh, that's this person and that's that person, because you know how they carry themselves. It's, even though they look exactly alike, they are not exactly alike. But just wanted to throw that in there tonight. We just got to be grateful. Yes, it's the power of transformation, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. Yes, the power of transformation. So y'all make sure that y'all check out Dr. Obi on Wednesdays at 7. And then, like I said, if you don't get there on Wednesday to see it at 7 while she's on live, go back to ALH Broadcasting and you can go back and you can look at it. And you can see all the good information that's been put out there, and the good shows that's out there. So make sure that you check that out also. Guys, tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about some different things. One thing was this month is Women's Health. It's like the Heart Month, where they're talking about a healthy heart and making sure that you have a healthy heart. And I just wanted to touch on that just a little bit. We sometimes take, like I was saying, take a lot of things for granted, and we don't realize that going to the dentist and going to get your regular checkups and making sure you're eating correctly and that you're exercising and that you're watching those levels, all of that is helpful with your heart health. And I didn't even realize that there was a connection with your teeth and your heart until I started reading about it. And I found out that, yes, it is. It's like, you need to go see your dentist. You need to make sure that your teeth are clean. You need to make sure that all up in here is good, because it affects your heart. If it is not, it can affect your heart. And a lot of times we don't think that, but I look at it how God put the body together. The body works together to help. Each part helps each other, just like in the word it tells us, that he's given some pastors, teachers, apostles, and all those people for the perfecting of the church. He's given us all these body parts for the perfecting of our body, to make sure that we're operating right. And even when it's in pain, your body is still letting you know there's something that's not right. Because if you didn't have the pain, you would never know that, oh, something is off. If you didn't ever feel that thing in you, you would not know that something was there. So even with the pain sometimes that we may have, we have to look at it and say, okay, what's going on in my body? Go and get your checkups. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about your heart health. I have two friends, really good people, and I love them. And they both have heart issues. And it wasn't because both of them, I was like, they take care of themselves. They do good with taking care of themselves. But it happened. It just happened, and they begin to have these heart issues and stuff. But even in the midst of that, I look at the fact that they took care of themselves, and because they had been taking care of themselves, even though they're dealing with the heart issues now, then I think that it could have been worse if they were not taking care of themselves. So we have to make sure, like we talked about last week, and I think it was last week, but we talked about having a good foundation. And so we have to have that good foundation. So you got to take care of yourself. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. I know everybody wearing red, and we're talking about, having a healthy heart for the month of February. Talk about it all year. Talk about it, with your doctor. Go in, have that checkup that you need. Mine is coming up. My physical is coming up, and I'm ready. I go in ready, and I sometimes will write down my questions before I go, because when I get in there, I'm not thinking. It's like so much be going on sometimes that I'm not thinking about the stuff that I wanted to ask like a couple of weeks ago when certain things happen. So what I do is now I will have a little notebook. I write down my questions of what I want to ask my doctor when I get there for my physical, and I ask my questions so that I can get some answers as to what is going on. And by me asking those questions, by me sitting down and writing down those things, because sometimes I have those aches and pains, but when I get there, they're not there. But then when I leave, they come back. It's like, oh, you're going to the doctor, we're going to stop and let you feel good. Then once you get home, oh, we're gonna come back. So I started writing stuff down, went and talked to my doctor, and I am so glad that I did, because were going on that I had able to do what we needed to do. Everything was able to be treated, and I was excited. I was like, okay. But it came from me paying attention to my body, paying attention to my health, and saying, okay, I want to make sure that I'm healthy. It used to be that, oh, I want to lose, so and so amount of weight because of this, and this. No, I just want to be healthy. I want to be at a healthy weight. I want to be healthy in my body. I want to feel good. I want my body to feel good. I don't want to be sluggish and tired and just fatigued all the time. And I don't want to not be able to take care of me. I want to be able to take care of myself as long as I can take care of myself. I want to be, I told my kids, I was like, I want to be that 80, 90-year old. And they'd be like, well, where's mom? Oh, she out, she went driving somewhere. She went on a vacation to the Bahamas. She going over here to this place. She on a cruise. She is active and out and doing things. And that's what I want to be able to do. So I'm trying to take care of me now so that I can take care of me later. How about that? But that's what I want to do. But I'm telling you, ladies, men, everybody, take care of your heart, and not just so much your physical heart, but take care of you, the heart, the center of who you are. Make sure that you are taking care of you, that you spend some time with you, that you sit down and you listen to what's going on in you, because you can tell when something's not right. You can tell when something is off. You need to pay attention, and you need to make sure that you go to your doctors and that you talk to your doctors about what's going on. And if you have things that are going on and you're talking to a doctor and they're brushing you off, go to another doctor and find out what's going on, because don't nobody know you better than you. God knows you, and you know you. So pay attention to what's going on in your body. And when you have those different things that's happening, go find out what it is. Get it checked so that you can be healthy. And like we were talking about, the exercise and watching those what you're eating. And a lot of doctors will tell you, quit smoking. If you're smoking, quit smoking. That's not good for your heart. Go to your dentist. Make sure these pearly whites are good. Make sure all the gums and all of that, the tongue, everything in there is good, so that that's not causing you issues. Because you will be amazed just by what's going on with your teeth and what's going on with your gums and all of that how it's affecting your whole entire body. Because if you stump your toe, your whole body rushes. Your whole body seems like it hurt. You know, if you hit one side, your whole body seems to come to rush in to help that one side. And we want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do for ourselves. Okay, guys. I am going to go into this. I want to talk about, because this month is also talking about Valentine's, talking about love. And I want to just talk a little bit about that, because I begin to think about love and how people automatically put it in a relationship where of a man and a woman, or they don't look at friendships, and they don't look at like even um people you meet on like the family, the family relationships, the and the friendships that you have outside of your family that seems like family because you have bonded. And what bonds us is love. When you love a person, the Bible tells us that love is patient, that is kind, is not easily angered, you know. And I thought about those things and I said, wow, what if we really loved each other? And I'm gonna ask a question for those that are listening. If y'all are out there, and even if y'all come back and listen later on, I want you to think about it. And if you want to answer in the comments, you can. What is love to you? What is love? What is love? Or better yet, I know that Jesus is love. Yeah, and we say that a lot, and we say that he laid down his life for us because why? He loved us. So, what is love to you? What does love look like to you? I'm going to read you this, and it's basic. It's scripture. It's the scripture about love, but I want us to think about it tonight. I want us to think about it this weekend as to what love really is, because a lot of times we're thinking that we may love that person or that person may love us, and really it's not. We have to know that we know and know, and your love can grow. It can be a seed right now, but it needs to grow. Love, even in the Bible, it tells us that love covers. It covers. What it does, it cover a multitude of what? Sin. It covers. Love is not trying to, oh, I'm gonna expose this and I'm gonna expose that. Love covers. But let's read this, and I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna talk about it. I want you to think about what love is to you. When you see it, what is it that you see? When you say, oh, that's love right there, what is it that you see that makes it look like that's love? I read something earlier about they asked kids what did they think love was. And one child was about 5, and he said that love was when his grandpa would paint his grandma's toenails. She would paint them with the nail polish because she has arthritis and she couldn't do it. But he has arthritis too, but he would still do it for her. He would paint her toenails because she couldn't hold the thing to do it with her hands. And he saw that as love. So one of the kids says, "It's tasting. My mom tastes my dad's coffee before she gives it to him to make it sure it tastes right." And they said that's love to them. It's amazing. If you would just ask the people around you, "What is love? What is love? What is it to you?" Let's read this. It says, "Okay, I'm just gonna start." I started at verse 1. It's 1 Corinthians 13. We all know this. The ones who are Bible people who've been in church like me. If you churchy like me, you know this scripture. But it says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not what? Love, I am become as sounding brass or tinkling cymbal, which I'm making a lot of noise. If I can speak so eloquently, if I can speak with the tongues of angels, but I don't have love, it's like I'm making a lot of noise for nothing, because nothing's going to become of it because I don't have love. Have the gift of prophet life and pour into them and speak all this into their life and understand all mysteries. If I can understand every mystery that ever was, you bring it to me and I can roll off my tongue what it is. And that I have all knowledge. And though I have all faith to believe anything, I just stand in faith believing and things happen. So that I could remove mountains and I have the faith to remove mountains. Think about it. I have that kind of faith where whatever I believe, I mean, I see it coming to pass because my faith is just that way. I'm just so like, oh yeah, that's gonna happen or this gonna happen. I have the faith where it will move a mountain. But if I don't have love, I am nothing. Have we ever really sat and thought about those words? I can have the faith to speak to this mountain over here and tell it to move, and it will crumble or it will move out of my way. But if I don't have love in my heart, I'm nothing. Absolutely nothing. Did you ever think about that? Think about that like in your friendships. Think about that like in your relationships. Husband and wives, families, siblings, uncles, aunts, cousins. Think about it. And it says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profits me nothing. I don't even get a return on it. Even though I'm going out here and I'm feeding everybody, I'm doing all of these drives to get food for the community or get food for the homeless, and I'm working out there and I'm just out there doing stuff, but I don't have the love in my heart for the people. I don't have the love in my heart for anything that I'm doing. I'm just doing it because I want to do it, because I want to look good in front of people, because I want them to look at me and think, oh, she is helping the poor or she is helping these people, so therefore she must love this. No, if I don't have love, it's not going to profit me anything. If I gave my body to, if I was, if I don't have love, here we go. If I don't have love, it's not going to profit me anything. I need to have what? Love. I need to have love in my heart. And when you think about love and you're thinking about it the way that the Bible has it in there, because I'm telling you, this is a side note, but everything that you ever could think of and say, you know what? I need to find it in the Bible. It is in there. It may take you reading through the languages and going through King James to go to another version to find out where it is, but it's in there. Everything that I could possibly think of or need to know is in my Bible. But right here, it's like if I do all these things, if I'm feeding the poor and I give my body to be burned, if I don't have love, it's not going to profit me anything. I'm not going to receive a reward. I'm not going to receive a profit. I'm not going to get anything from it if I don't have love. It says love suffers long. You can just drop the mic and walk away. Don't even read the other one. It suffers long. Love is not like easy to get mad at you like that. Love suffers long, and love is kind. Love envieth not. You're not walking around in envy and jealousy. Love don't pump up itself. Vaunteth not itself. It's not puffed up. Love does not behave itself unseemly. Love does not seek her own. It's not easily provoked, and it thinks no evil. When you really love, you're not thinking evil. I'm not thinking, evil about everybody and everything, because I'm looking through the eyes of love. So even if something looks like it was bad, then I'm like, okay, something must be wrong in their heart. Something must be going array in this area for this thing to happen the way that it's happening, because they can't really do that and really, have love. Nobody would do that on purpose. It's not being gullible. It's having love. But it's not that you go into stuff blindly. You see, but you're seeing through the eyes of love. And you are stepping out there and you're covering people and you're praying for them and you're watching God move and work in them. And when I think about it, when we say Jesus is love, which he is, he did that for us. He laid down his very life for us. There's a song, there is no greater love. There is no greater love than a man who will lay down his life for a friend. And Jesus did that for us. Love doesn't rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But that when that is which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. And it goes on and it talks about different things. But it says that love bears all things. It hopes all things. It endures all things. Where's your love walk? It made me start thinking about Angela, where is your love walk? Do you really love? Because people can tell you that they love you all day. They can it used to be like back in the day. I don't know how old everybody else is, but I'm older now. Back in the day, for somebody to tell you that they loved you and that they cared about you, they really loved you, it would take a while before somebody would actually say, I love you to somebody. Why? The way that I looked at it and the way that some of the people that I was around at that time in my life a while ago was that they was like, I don't take that lightly. If I'm going to tell somebody that I love them, I want to mean it. I don't want to just say it, just to be saying it. I want to make sure that it's true. That is really true. And that's like with you could say a romantic relationship or with a friendship, some friendships and stuff. They wouldn't just let it roll off their tongue like that. They will wait a little while because it's like, I don't know. I need to make sure because I don't want to lie. Because to say you love somebody means a lot. Back in the day, it meant a lot. As time went on, people can let it roll off their tongue just like this. And they don't have no substance, I would say, behind it. It's just, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. And I'm like, do you really? Do you really? Because love hopes, love endures all things. Love covers. Love is not envious. Love is not easily angered. So if you easily getting upset with me and you easily, going off on people, you can't say, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And then you just You got the shortness to you where you own people like white on rice, as people would say, and you just going off for no reason, just going off. You easily angered, you jealous, and you envious. That's not love. And even if you have faith, do you have love? Do you have love? Do you have a love that will hope and believe even when it seems like there's no reason to hope and believe? I saw a couple who now will be married like 53 years. And they were talking to them because they wanted to know, how they start asking people, how did your marriage work this long? And they were saying they had their hard times. They had some times that they went through some really hard things. And the husband was saying, he said, you know what? I realized now that when we were going through that hard time, it was because when we would have conversations, the other person was waiting to respond. They were not hearing each other. He said, we were just ready. I'm going to get my thing together and I'm going to say what I got to say to you as soon as you finish. I'm listening so I can come back at you. But I wasn't listening to hear what you were saying. And he said they went through some hard times. But he said when he said he knew that his wife really loved him when he had stage 3 cancer. And he said every single day she was right there with him. Every single day she was helping him. She was pouring into him. She was praying for him. She never left his side. And he said she didn't have to say, I love you, because he saw it in her actions, the way she took care of him. He said nobody could have dealt with what he went through and still been there and not love him. He knew that she loved him. I've heard stories where people get a cancer diagnosis or they get a terminal illness diagnosis from a doctor, and their spouse leaves. As soon as they hear about what's going on, they're up, they're out of there, they're gone. And some people say, well, they couldn't deal with it. No, if you love a person, you find a way. Even if you have to go to counseling, even if you have to go to therapy, even if you have to pray your way through, and you have to talk to a therapist. You talk to Jesus and a therapist if you have to, but you'd find a way to make it work because you want to be there. And I even saw a couple who, y'all see now, I watch a lot of things, and I see a lot of different couples. But I saw this couple, this guy, he married the lady. She was already going through brain cancer. She wasn't like down. She was up and about. She was moving. She was doing her thing, and she had went into remission where she was doing better. Then she relapsed. I mean, they got married, and they were good for each other. They talked about their story, and it wasn't until I think it was like last year that she passed away, and they had been together for a while. But she ended up passing away because the cancer came back. But he stood with her. He told her, all the time how beautiful she was. He would sing to her. He was there every step of the way. And that's what she needed in her life. And he was there for her. And not only was he there for her, she was there for him. They had the time that they had together. They made these awesome memories together. They did things together. They went places together. They talked about their relationship. They shared with other couples. They did as much as they could do during the time that she was alive and here. And they loved each other. They loved each other. Everybody's relationship is going to be different. Just like I talked about in the beginning, we're not all the same, because we're not. Every relationship is not the same. Every friendship is not the same. What may work well for you in your marriage may not work in your sister's and your brother's marriage or your friend's marriage. It may not work because you're working with two totally different people. You have to find out what is going to work with you and your spouse, you and your friend that you've been friends with. I have a friend, I've been friends with her, oh, it's like 40 years. Yeah, it's about that. Yeah. And we've been friends forever. I met her when I was just turning 20 years old. I was just turning 20 when I met her, but we have been friends over the years, and we have always talked to each other. At first, it was through, we would see each other when we were together, when we were living in the same place. And then we ended up being in two totally different places. So then we started writing each other. We would send letters through the mail. I mean, we just write. And then we would get on the phone sometimes and talk to each other. And then we started when now we can text each other. So we text each other every day and talk to each other every day. And then we set up a day during the week where we get together and we talk to each other. Sometimes it's a Bible study that we'll do together. Sometimes it's just talking to each other and being there for a friend. And I can say that I love my friend. I do. And I know that she loves me. And if I ever needed anything, she's there for me. Even from long distance, she'll send something sometimes and it just encourages my day. And then sometimes I'll send something to her. And at the time, I don't know what's going on because I haven't talked to her yet. And she'll be like, that's just what I needed today. That's just what I needed. But you can just be yourself, say what you need to say. You can just be you and allow them to love you. We need to check out our love walk and see if we really loving people. Because if we really love them the way Christ loved us, wow, how our lives would be, how things would begin to change, how things would begin to look if I could love you the way that Jesus loves me. He gave his life for me. And can I love somebody else like that? Can I really love them to the point that they feel the love, that they know the love, that they know that I really, really love them? We need to be lovers of other people and not so quick to write somebody off, not so quick to, kick somebody to the curb or kick them to the side. We need to be lovers of ourselves and lovers of other people. We need to show love, be kind to somebody. That's all about loving them. Be kind. Be kind. Don't envy them. Don't get jealous of them. You're an individual. You can be your own self and enjoy the skin that you're in, because that's the skin you're in. That's the skin you were born into. Love it. If there's something about you that you want to change and you can change it, then change it. But, love who you are. Love who you are. Love how you were fearfully and wonderfully made. If it's some things on the inside you say, I need to do better, then just do better. Learn how to do better. Learn how to love better. Learn how to be the best possible you that you can be. But we need to really go back and look at 1 Corinthians 13. Read it. Go back and read it again. Don't just read through the whole chapter. Stop, and listen to what it's saying. It's like, though I speak with tongues of angels, and though and though I have the tongues of men and tongues of angels, and I don't have love, it's like I'm a loud noise. I'm just a loud noise. I can have all the faith in the world, but if I don't have love, I have nothing. In the word, it tells us we have nothing if we don't have love. Love on somebody. What is love to you? Sit down, write in your journal tonight, write your journal tomorrow, this weekend. What is love to you? What is love? Is it somebody just sitting with you? That I'm gonna share this with you guys, and then we're out for the night. The other part of that thing that I was reading today is they asked another child, what does love mean to them? And they said this. They were saying that a neighbor, his wife passed away, and he was sitting on his porch, and the little child went over to where he was, climbed up on his lap, sat on his lap, and sat with him. And his mom, they were watching him, and he sat there for a while with him. And then he got down and he came back home. And they asked him, they was like, what did Mr. I don't know his last name said to you? What did he say? Did he say anything? Did you say anything to him? And he said, no, Mom, I just helped him cry. Love. Love. That little child didn't know what to say to that man who lost a loved one, his wife that he had been with so long. He said, I just sat with him and helped him cry. And sometimes that's what we have to do when you love somebody. It's not about having the words to say. Sometimes you just need to sit with them and help them cry. Think about it. Guys, that's my time for tonight. I want you to show love to yourself. I want you to show love to somebody else. I want you to walk in love fully, because that is the most joyous place to be, when you can love yourself. Oh, when you can love yourself enough where you can love somebody else and they see the love. You don't even have to speak it out of your mouth. They see it in your actions. That's love. Jesus is love. Y'all have a great and powerful and productive weekend. I am Angela the Oliphant, allowing you to see, hear, and know that whole and beautiful is not just your destination. It is most definitely your journey. I will see you again here next week, Friday at 7 p.m. Make sure you join me. Make sure you let somebody else know that we're here. Good night, everybody. Love you much. I guess I am on. I am on. How y'all doing? We still talking? But yeah, guys, I love y'all much. I will talk. I'm going to be back here next week at 7 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all share this broadcast with somebody else and let them know that we love them here at Whole and Beautiful. I love y'all much. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. And I think I am going to be out. Uh, I don't know what's happening tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, goodness. Thank you all for joining. See y'all next week. I want to. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we're gonna keep moving. Keep pressing. Love is the way to go.